Hello. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to start dropshipping when you don't have any money. Okay, so first off, we need to establish something. Are you domestic, based in the US, or are you international? Because if you are based in the US, the best thing for you to do is to sell some physical products because of this thing called PayPal jail. But if you're in international, you don't have that option, so you have to have a different strategy. And let me say right off the bat, it is entirely possible to earn a lot of money dropshipping in the future, starting with nothing, okay? When I started dropshipping, I didn't have any money, and I don't have much money now, but it's not like other businesses. One of the main appeals of dropshipping is the fact that you can start it with relatively little cash. Like, we're talking like 20, 30 bucks. And even then, you don't absolutely have to have that, but it helps a lot. So first, let's address PayPal jail, because this is going to be your biggest obstacle when you start selling. Once you're established and you are not in PayPal jail, when you sell an item, you will receive the money instantly, and then you will be able to use the money to buy the product. So you don't need to have any kind of credit or anything, right? But when you start selling on eBay, you're going to be in this thing called PayPal jail. And PayPal jail means that for the first 90 days of you selling on eBay, whenever you receive a payment, it's going to be put on hold for 21 days, or 7 days after you mark it as shipped, or 3 days after tracking number uploaded shows delivery. Okay? Long story short, you will have to be able to pay for the item and send it to the person before you actually receive the money that the person has already paid you. So don't worry about this. It's not a big obstacle. Keep in mind, if you want to change your life and you want to drop ship and you want to earn money, think about it in the long run. Because honestly, PayPal jail only sucks for 90 days. And then it goes away. And it's not like you need to sell hundreds of items in order to get out of PayPal jail. You can literally sell 1 or 2 things a month, and then 90 days later, you'll be out of PayPal jail, okay? It's fairly easy to get out of. It's really just based on time once you've kind of sent some items out. I'm not sure exactly how the timing works, but in my head, you have your first sale. You can count on being in PayPal jail for 90 days after that sale. After that, then you should start getting your money faster, as long as you've had other sales. So basically what we need to establish is, okay, how do we get these other sales to happen? First, let's talk to US-based sellers. These are people who live in the United States, or you live in the eBay market that you're selling in. You could be selling in eBay UK and you live in England, or you could be selling in eBay Mexico and you live in Mexico. You have to be living in the market that you're selling in, okay, to use this strategy I'm about to explain. All you need to do is just sell a couple items. And honestly, you probably have some stuff lying around the house. You don't even need to worry about doing too much product research. Literally just find some items, take some photos of them, post them on eBay as an auction. Start the auction at 99 cents and make it a 7 or a 10-day auction. And then make sure don't put in free shipping. Because if you have free shipping, then you could actually lose money. You don't want to lose money. You just want to kind of get some sales, and you're not really concerned about making money at first, because you just need to get these transactions to happen so that in 90 days you can get out of PayPal jail. So then you can start scaling your drop shipping, because you'll get the money straight away, which is going to make it much, much, much easier to drop ship. Okay? And at that point, then you can start paying for dropshipping software and all that kind of stuff. But you don't need to start that way. And it's actually easier if you start just selling things physically on eBay. So if you're not sure what to sell, honestly, electronics sell pretty well. Like if you have some old phone lying around or anything like that, they do well with auctions. If you have any kind of Nintendo product, you know, like the way I started on eBay is I was selling Nintendo 64 games. out of habit, or out of hobby, and because I loved them, not so much because I was trying to like get rich or anything. But they sell really, really quickly. And like I said, you just need to get a couple sales a month. We're talking like 2 or 3 sales. 1 sale a week is enough to get you out of PayPal jail, as long as you have the patience to wait for 90 days. So again, find some stuff lying around your house, and then buy some envelopes or some boxes and make some eBay listings. It's going to be really easy. You won't really have very many fees, because eBay usually, like, worst case scenario, you got to pay 30 cents a listing. Just post like 4 items. If you do an auction and it starts as 99 cents and it's reasonably in demand, it's almost certainly going to sell. And don't let the 99-cent thing scare you. Auctions, as long as you're posting an item that has a buying history, that has demand, most of the time auctions are going to sell for a fair price. So if you're not sure about that, let me show you real quick how to look through eBay sold items. You're going to go to ebay.com and then see this search bar here. Right next to that, you can click Advanced. So we're going to click on Advanced and then wait for it to load. At this point, we're going to scroll down, and under the search bar here, you see search including title and description, completed listings. Click on sold listings. And now we're going to look for the product that we are thinking about selling, that we have. So, okay, for me, I don't have anything on the table to use as an example. So let's use the Nintendo 64 Shadow of the Empire. This is a reasonably common Nintendo 64 game, worth like $5 to $10. Okay? Okay. But we don't know that yet, right? So we're doing some research. The price doesn't matter so much. What you want to look at is the date of the sale, okay? So this item sold on October 29th. Sold on October 20th, 19th, 19th, 12th, 5th. Okay, so in October we had 2, 4, 6, 8, roughly 8 sales, and then there were some lots. The thing is, this item isn't in very high demand. So if you were to post this item as a 99-cent listing, it might just sell for 99 cents. Oof, I've talked way too much today. Holy crap. So be careful. You always want to look at your kind of advanced and look at the sales history. And if an item is selling every day or every other day or even every other day, chances are it's going to sell for its fair value or more than its value. But that's not always the case. Keep in mind, this is a common game. There is always more of it available. This is a representation of roughly how much demand there is for the game on eBay. Okay, we had about 8 sales a month. If you have a really rare game, that logic doesn't apply, because there's not this logic where you can look at this to figure out how much demand there is only works when there is enough demand. There is more product than demand. But if there is less product than demand, then you could have an item sell once a month and sell for a ton of money, right? So if we look at a really expensive game, like something like, I don't know, Sculptor's Cut. Sculptor's Cut. Oops. Here, this is a really rare, kind of crappy Nintendo 64 game. See, look at this. All right. So November 1st. It sold on November 1st. It sold on the 31st. It sold on the 20th. Oh, so this is actually selling fairly often. Huh. What the heck? Why is this one so cheap? Sculptor's Cut, 60 bucks. It's weird. Maybe it's fake. Somebody earned a lot of money or something went wrong there. Okay, anyway. I was trying to use an example there. It didn't really work. But look at the sales history and figure out if your item's worth selling. And as long as a couple of people have bought it, then just post it, do an auction, and get that sale. As long as you do that, within 90 days, you're going to be out of PayPal jail. Okay? But now, what about if you're an international seller? Because that is easy to do. But if you're an international seller, you don't have the luxury of selling physical items. So you're going to have to figure out how to get a drop shipping sale and fulfill it. So what you want to do is find something cheap. Like, you want to find some kind of item that's less than, like, 20 bucks. We're looking for an item that's, you know, like $10, $15, something like that. So what we're going to do is go to... I don't even know if sunglasses is a good idea. But let me just explain. So I'm not going to show you a product. I'm going to show you how to find a product that might work. You want to find some kind of product that has sold a lot. So what we're doing right now is we're looking through the sold items. You actually don't want to look at sold listings in this situation. What you're going to do is do a regular search, and you want to try and find an eBay listing that has sold like 100 times or 200 times or 1,000 times or 10,000 times, some big number like that. Because here we go, look at this. Okay. So here we have an example of an item that has sold a bunch of times. So we know that there is demand for this item. Unfortunately, this is from AliExpress. And I know that just because it is e-packet delivery from China, so it's probably an AliExpress item. So what you want to do is keep looking through eBay, search for random items, whatever it is, just keep putting things in this search term, and then look for them, find items that have sold a lot, maybe not 4,000, but 100, something like that. And you want to find something that's cheap, and then know, okay, this has sold this much, so that means it's in demand, okay? And then what you want to do is post the product, figure out where it's being bought from. Usually it's pretty easy to find, so let's find a good example. Sunglasses is bad because most of these are going to be from China. Like, look at all these. China. China. Yeah, from China. These are all AliExpress items. Sorry, I'm not being as helpful as I'd like to be here. My point is that you need to find an item that sells a lot. And then you need to make a listing for it and price it so that you're not losing money, but you're not really earning much money. Because you're not trying to make a bunch of money right now. What you need is just 1 or 2 sales a month so that in 90 days, you can get out of PayPal jail. From that point, then you can start paying for dropshipping software and scaling, because at that point, every time you get a sale, then you're going to get the money straight away. So then you won't need money, because every time you get a sale, you're going to be given the money to fulfill the sale, okay? So now that I've talked about that a bit, you understand that the biggest obstacle you face is PayPal jail. That is your biggest obstacle as a beginner dropshipper who has no money. As long as you can overcome PayPal jail, then you don't need money, because every time you get a sale, you're going to be given the money, right? The only time that's not true is once you start paying for dropshipping software. But here, let me show you the cheapest option. I'm not saying this is the best software or anything like that, but it is the cheapest option for dropshipping software. And that is a combination of 2 different softwares. So with dropshipping, the main 2 things to know are you have listers and you have repricers. You want to use a lister because it's going to enable you to list items much, much, much faster. You want to use a repricer because that is going to check the items that you've already listed and then see, hey, is it in stock? Has the price changed? Because the price will change and items that you list will go out of stock, then you'll get a sale and you won't be able to fulfill it. So you want to prevent that. So you can prevent that by using a repricer. Typically, you get a lister and a repricer in the same package, but the cheapest one available in that sense, where it's automated, is $50. And the other ones are like up to $100, some up to $150. So that might not be in your best interest if you have no money and you're trying to figure out how to start. But let me show you something here. So you can use Pricematic, and what you do is go to the pricing, and then they actually have a lister for free. So what you can do is use the lister for free forever, and you don't need to pay for anything. The catch is that there is no repricer. So when you post items using this is going to allow you to post items really quickly. And at first, honestly, you could just post items and just accept that you're going to get some out of stock for a month or two. The thing is, once you start posting items and you let more than 1 or 2 months pass, then you're going to notice way, way, way more out of stocks and more repricing issues. So you really want to start using a repricer. But you could start off just by using this software just to list items so that you can get some sales to earn like 50 bucks so that then you can pay for a repricer. That is a viable strategy. But now let me explain. Okay, Pricematic, if you want its repricer, the cheapest one available is 100 bucks. So the cheapest option you have as a beginner is to use the free Pricematic lister here, and then use SKUgrid, okay? SKUgrid is a repricer that is part of the same company that runs Hydra Lister. Hydra Lister is a lister, but it costs 80 bucks. So we're not going to talk about that now because Hydra Lister is basically what this is with some extra features, and this is free. So you should use this to list your items, and then use SKUgrid as a repricer. So what's going to be confusing with SKUgrid is if you look at the pricing, it's going to have a lot of monthly things like, oh, 15 bucks a month, 20 bucks a month, 30 bucks a month. Don't let that fool you. See how it says 15 per month for this many credits, 30 per month for this many credits. SKUgrid is not a monthly program. The way it works is you purchase credits, and every time the program performs a check on an item, it uses up a credit, okay? So what you want to do is go down and find, let's see, we want to find how to make a one-time purchase. I don't really see where to do that. What happens if I click free trial? So basically, you're going to pay 15 bucks and you're going to get an amount of credits. Since you're just starting, that amount of credits is probably going to last you more than a month. You're going to need to change your SKUgrid settings because you can change the amount of times per day that the item is checked, okay? So if you have 10 items, you can check them once a day, and you're not going to use very many credits. But if you're checking them 12 times a day, you're going to use 12 times as many credits. And look, a lot of people say that, oh, you should check every 2 hours because they're terrified of out of stock. Honestly, if you have your items checked once a day, you're going to eliminate most out of stock and repricing issues. Not every single one, but most of them, and it's going to be quite affordable. This $20 purchase will last you a month or two as long as you don't have too many items. So this is, in my head, the best way to start, is to use the free Pricematic lister, get some sales from that. Once you've done some stuff to get out of PayPal jail, or, you know, you've taken your time, and you don't have to get out of PayPal jail. If you want to just start drop shipping straight away, then you can just, you know, accept the fact that you're going to need to use some form of credit card or some form of cash from somebody in order to fulfill your sales. Whether this is money that you have saved up, or this is money that, you know, you have a credit card and you can use the payment now because you have to pay your credit bill in 30 days, but you're going to get the PayPal money after 21 days, so you're going to have it in time to pay the bill, okay? Alright guys, so I hope this is useful. I've made this video thinking about beginner dropshippers, and I really recommend that if you're looking into software, use Pricematic, because this is, as far as I know, the only completely free lister. The caveat is there's no repricer. But once you combine it with SKUgrid, you can get SKUgrid for 15-20 bucks, and then use that. The thing is, the catch, is that because SKUgrid is not affiliated with Pricematic, when you create a listing with Pricematic, you are then going to have to enter it into SKUgrid, okay? And I will do videos in how to do this in the future, but for the moment, I just wanted to show you this, okay? Alright guys, this concludes the first episode. Actually, no. This isn't an episodic series. This is separate. I just wanted to do a video for people who want to start dropshipping, but they don't have any money. Don't let that stop you guys. You can do it. Alright guys. Ciao.